So we're going to go through a question that involves expanding. So 3x plus 3 is equal to, we'll go with, okay. So there's a number of ways to go about it. I'm not going to go through the shortcut method, okay? I'm going to go through the other method first, okay? So we're going to first, how do we make this x by itself? Okay, we need to solve for this x, okay? So, firstly, we know this through algebra and expansion. So we're going to expand these brackets, okay? Once we expand these brackets, what operation's happening? There's a times, because there's a times right there, you can't see it. So it's going to be 3x plus 9 is equal to 12. Why is it 3x? Because 3 times x plus 3 times 3 is 9 is equal to 12, okay? Now, we need to make this x by itself. We need to make the king by itself, okay? Who's next to the king? The closest guard, which is 3. The person on the outside, the other guard, is 9. We need to get rid of our 9 first. Move 9 to the other side by subtracting. Now, you're left with 3x is equal to 3. How do we get rid of this 3? We divide by 3, divide by 3, because the opposite of times is division. X is equal to what? So this question is slightly different because you need to expand first. So first you need to get this number multiplied with everything in the middle, okay? So you're going to expand, okay? And then this step, you're going to go back to solving. Okay, so this part is slightly different, okay? Because the previous questions didn't involve expanding, okay? So you're going to expand, and now you're left with that x, and x is closest to 3, and that 9, and we're going to move things to the other side to make x by itself, okay? I'm going to go through another question. Okay, so for example, we'll go through a question that involves a subtraction. 3x minus 1 is equal to 15, okay? So you've got to be very careful here because there's a subtraction in here, okay? So x, the closest thing to this x is the minus 1, okay? And then it's 3. So in order to expand this, draw arrows, okay? Because this is year 8, okay? So it's really important to do that, okay? If you're struggling with expansion, okay? So you're going to go 3 times x. So I'm going to break this down even more and show you what's actually happening. 3 times x, then minus 1 times 3 equals to 15. Now, why did I do minus 1 times 3 first instead of 3 times negative 1? I did that purposely because whenever I see a negative, you always want to multiply that with a positive instead of saying plus 3 times negative 1. I always do the negative first, then work with the positive. So instead of saying 3 times negative 1, I wrote negative 1 times 3, and you see why. Then you have 3x minus 3 equals to 15. Now, in order to make this by itself, we've got to get rid of 2 things. This 3 and this negative 3. Now, this king is with this closest guard, which is the positive 3, and 3 is timesing with it, and then you've got this negative 3. Now, this is on the outside. In order to get rid of the first one, it's going to be this one here, because it's on the outside. The opposite of minus 3 is plus 3. Now, you are left with 3x is equal to 18. How do you get rid of this 3? You divide it. Now, you're left with x is equal to 6. Okay, so that's how you do that particular question. It's slightly different because it involves a negative in there.